Hello, happy Wednesday, happy New Year. It's January 2nd, 2019. It's Awareness with Andrea. I'm Dr. Andrea. I own Restoration Chiropractic in Calabasas. And I started watching, so it's an older show, like 2010. I started watching The Newsroom last night and I fell in love with it. We got through the first episode and I'm hoping that it continues to be good as the seasons go on. I had seen, hey Sean, how are you? I had seen a clip of one, hey Tim, I had seen a clip of one of the newsroom's scenes online, and I had posted it on something because the guy is like going off on how America is no longer the greatest country in the world, and I just loved everything that he said. And so when I watched the episode last night, I just really enjoyed the whole episode. Have you guys watched it? It's fantastic. I also watched Bird Box the other night, and that movie is crazy, like totally nuts. So anyway, that's what's going on with me. What's going on with you on this January morning? Okay, so listen, I've got a couple things I want to go over with you. The first thing is the one single thing you should do every single day to keep your body feeling great. Any guesses? No, it's not sex. Okay, well, it could be sex. What else? One single thing every day you should do to keep your body feeling great. It's stretching. I know, it's so anticlimactic. See what I did there? Stretching, seriously, is the one single thing everybody should do every single day in order to keep their body feeling great, and I'll explain why. Tight muscles. Thank you, Tim. Happy New Year to you too. Tight muscles are the cause of so many problems. I mean, think about when you're stressed. Oh my God, my face is totally broken out. Okay, whatever. Think about when you're stressed out and you're like, your muscles go up to your ears, right? And those muscles are tight. What does that do? First of all, the tight muscles are going to not feel very good on their own, but all of your muscles are attached to bones of some sort, whether they're attached to your peripheral skeleton. Happy New Year, Sean. Whether they're attached to your peripheral skeleton or your spine, all of those muscles are attached to bones. And tight muscles will actually literally pull the bone out of alignment. And tight muscles in the legs, this is a big hint if you have knee and hip problems, tight muscles in the legs are a prime contributor to knee and hip problems. So if you have aches and pains, stretching is the one thing you should be doing every single day in order to keep your body feeling good. Now, if you are a chiropractic patient, stretching also may be incredibly important for you in terms of holding your adjustments. So if you're not taking care of the muscles on your own, then how on earth is your spine ever going to get to be stabilized where you can start to hold your adjustments? So just keep that in mind. If you're not a chiropractic patient, stretching will still help you feel amazing. But if you are a chiropractic patient, stretching may also help you heal your adjustments. I said that to a patient this morning, and he was like, yeah, I know, but I never do it. Okay, well, I mean, fair enough. Let's see, Tim is checking in from Kauai. Oh my goodness, you should stretch out on the beach and get some vitamin D at the same time. If you guys have any questions about what kind of stretches to do, feel free to reach out. I'm happy to maybe post a couple links. What brought this up actually is my daughter texted me last night. They're with their dad this week, and she texted me. We did not get her adjusted last week, but she's been experiencing like some mid to like upper back pain. And so I sent her a bunch of stretches and she's feeling better this morning. And so some people would be like, well, Andrea, if you're explaining to everybody like that stretching makes you feel good, why would they need you? Like, why would they need to come in for an adjustment, right? Well, chiropractic, I mean, yes, of course it does help with things like back pain, neck pain, shoulder pain, headaches, but what chiropractic really is about is the brain-body connection. So, how the brain communicates to all of your body parts is through your spinal cord, and coming off of the spinal cord are these little spinal nerves. I know, if you're not a chiropractic patient, become one. Your life will change. I'm not kidding. Anyway, chiropractic is about the brain-body connection. And so when there's a misalignment in the spine, it will literally act as a blocker of the messages from the brain to the body. So when the brain is communicating to the body like that, your body just doesn't function as well as it should. That is why I have had people come in for things like infertility. That's why I've had people come in for colic in their baby. That's why I've had people come in for asthma. And then, of course, I do also get the musculoskeletal complaints. But frankly, stretching every day would handle most of those. So if you have a major health complaint that nobody else is helping with, maybe you should check your brain-body connection. Okay, off my high horse. I'm going to go over 2 blood pressure medications that are killing people. I'm going to explain why. High blood pressure is actually one of the major contributors to death in this country. High blood pressure is a lifestyle disease. Now, I'm going to tell you, I've always said you cannot medicate yourself out of a disease that you lifestyled your way into. I used to say ate your way into, but it's not just eating, it's also stress and other things. But truthfully, high blood pressure is a lifestyle disease. So knowing that it's a lifestyle disease, the first thing you should do is you should address your lifestyle. Now, the blood pressure ranges have changed. It used to be 140 over 90 was considered high blood pressure. That recently has been changed to 130 over 80. Do you know with that change, 50% of Americans are now considered to have hypertension? So I don't know, to me, that's a little bit nuts. This is the greatest country in the world for crisis care. It really is. Like if you have a crisis, there is no better place to be than America to get it handled. But we are missing the mark, man, on healthcare. I am not kidding. It's crazy. So I don't know. Anyway, 2 drugs, there's 2 classes of drugs. One is called an alpha blocker and one is called an alpha 2 agonist. These are blood pressure drugs that are being prescribed today. The brand names are going to be Cardura, Minipress, Hytrin, and Aldomet. Now, Aldomet is interesting because if you're a pregnant woman and you're diagnosed with hypertension or high blood pressure, Aldomet is going to be the first thing that they're going to prescribe you. And these 2 drugs, physicians are now saying, no, don't prescribe them. They're leading to an increased rate of death than decreasing the rate of death. And what happens is blood pressure is a function of how much pressure the blood is exerting on the arteries when your heart is pumping. So the top number, the systolic number, is how much pressure is on the arteries when the heart beats. And then the diastolic number is how much pressure is on the arteries when the heart relaxes. And so what is interesting is blood pressure varies, right? Like when you're stressed out, it'll go up. When you're relaxed, it will go down. Your heart rate does the same thing. We actually test for heart rate variability in my office, but blood pressure and heart rate variability and blood pressure variability have an inverse relationship. So for example, with the heart rate, you want to see a varying heart rate. You want it to be changing. You want it to be going up and down with life. That's the sign of a very, very healthy nervous system. But with your blood pressure, you do not want it to be varying. You want it to be nice and steady throughout the day. And so these 2 blood pressure medications, what they do is they actually increase your blood pressure variability. So it means that your blood pressure is not stable throughout the day. Sometimes it's a little bit higher, sometimes it's a little bit lower, higher, lower, whatever. And this is the mechanism that is causing the death in people. So just be aware, if you're on either an alpha blocker or an alpha 2 agonist, I'll give you those names again. The medications are Cardura, and I'll put them in the comments as well. Cardura, Minipress, Hytrin, or Aldomet. You will definitely want to talk to your doctor about getting onto a different blood pressure medication or, shocking, changing your lifestyle so your blood pressure gets better on its own. Now, if you have high blood pressure, you guys know I'm a huge proponent of fasting. That will be one of the fastest ways you can get your blood pressure down. I had somebody who was coming to my keto and fasting groups, and her blood pressure went down fast, like within 2 weeks. She was able to get off of all of her blood pressure medications. It was really remarkable to watch. Hey, Mike, how are you? I have not seen you in person in like, I want to say 15 years, maybe longer than that. Maybe longer than that. Mike was a friend of mine when I was in college. His dad and I think my dad worked together, and so we met, and we have some wild stories to tell, but we're not going to. I'm so glad social media wasn't around when I was a kid. I also wanted to just mention, in terms of high blood pressure, there is a ton of research. I'm a little embarrassed to acknowledge it's being done by medical doctors and not chiropractors, but there is a ton of research that an adjustment of C1 or C2 will lower blood pressure. I've definitely seen that in the office. We've had people come in with either too low a blood pressure or too high a blood pressure. We take their blood pressure before the adjustment, we adjust them, we take their blood pressure after the adjustment, and it's better. What are we doing there? Again, we're just regulating that brain-body connection so the brain can communicate well to the body, and instead of your brain talking to the body like that, it is talking very clearly so that your blood vessels can actually just regulate themselves very well. So that's it. What else should we talk about? Any other good shows I should watch? I tried to watch Poldark, but it was like some old movie, and that didn't really do it for me. I haven't figured out if there's like a newer version of that. I need to look. I got super excited last night. I went onto Amazon and it looked like Doctor Who season 11 was loaded. So I texted all the kids like, Doctor Who is loaded. And then it turned out it was just like a behind the scenes for a bunch of episodes. So I really disappointed all the kids. That's it for Awareness with Andrea, the Wednesday edition. I am 40 some odd hours into my fast. I'm going to go as long as I can go and feel good. I have a bunch of salt. I'm keeping my salt up. Megan Ramos of the Intensive Dietary Management Program in Toronto, she works with Jason Fung. She is doing a 10-day coaching session with a woman named Eve. And so they've been broadcasting that in the group that we're all in for the Obesity Network, the Obesity Code Network. And so I just decided I'm going to fast as long as I feel good. So we'll see how long this goes. I'm at 40 some odd hours now. The longest I've ever made it is 60. And what Megan was saying today was when you're fasting, your salt is the key to everything. If you keep your salt up and you keep your salt good, your magnesium and your potassium will naturally stay good. But if you don't have enough salt, then because your electrolytes are low, when you go to the bathroom, when you pee, your body will get rid of the magnesium and the potassium, and that's why people start to feel crappy. So I'm definitely taking a lot of salt today, trying to keep my salt and my electrolytes up, and I feel fantastic, and I will keep fasting as long as I possibly can, and then as soon as I don't feel good, I'll quit. And then I'll let you know how many pounds I lost. In general, when you're fasting, you can expect to lose about 1/2 of a pound of fat every day. So you'll lose an entire pound of fat in 2 days. So if you want to lose 20 pounds, you could fast for 40 days. If you want to lose 10 pounds, you could fast for 20 days. Of course, you're going to lose more than that. But then when you start eating and you put on, start drinking regular water, your body weight will go back up. Okay, that's really it this time. I'm going to say goodbye. I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a fabulous afternoon. And that's it. Be grateful, have fun, and love lots. Bye.